Yes, Discovery is a real thing, and there they are. This is the big premiere Doodah Hoopla Clam Bake here at Comic-Con San Diego. It's gone off the splash. They had a huge Ballroom 20 opening, and now we're at the press conference, and now they're working the rope line, the red carpet, and we'll see what we can learn today. So Anthony, tell us about your character. It was a namesake, and please pronounce it.
Yeah, Paul Stamets.
Paul Stamets, yeah.
Is a scientist who's a mycologist who studies mushroom/mycelium. And he's done incredibly interesting work. I watched a TED talk that he gave on how mushrooms can save the world.
Great. And just you hinted that we actually see Stamets' partner. Is there an arc with that, or is it just a taste of the fact that this is real life?
I mean, we have I can't remember how many scenes together. We have a number of scenes together.
Right,
we have our relationship is established
and an arc that runs through.
Yeah, and it's carried through the course of the story. And we were together before you meet us. We've been together for a while, and we are together.
So you're posted together?
Yeah, we're posted together. Yeah.
What's his line?
He's a medical officer.
Oh, okay.
And he's played by Wilson Cruz, and I've known he happens to be a friend of mine.
Doctor, nurse, or what?
He's a medical officer. I mean, so he's a doctor. Yeah, he's a doctor.
She sounds a lot like me.
I've known Wilson for over 20 years. We did Rent together briefly. He replaced Angel. He replaced the original Angel in Rent. So we did it together for like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. And I was a fan of his before that from My So Called Life. So he actually was texting me during the process of finding out if he was going to get to play the role. And I was just
that's awesome. That is awesome.
This is a nice, wonderful coincidence.
This is awesome. Very nice spilled beans today, I think. So we haven't seen you. So great. Well, thanks a lot. I'm going to get you up.
Thank you.
Good luck, and we will be talking. You're part of this for now on. You know. Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ann. Wants to know Mary. I'm so glad to see that Tilly was not her first name, and it was not a. They said Cadet Tilly like it was Cadet Buffy, and it's like, oh no.
Like that doesn't make sense.
So it's Sylvia.
No, her name's Sylvia, which feels very like adult for Tilly. You'll meet her.
So is she like her senior year of academy?
Yeah, you know how like in college sometimes you'll have like an unpaid internship at the end. I think it's kind of like that. And her, like working in the field.
What's her duty division? What's her
engineering?
Oh, she's engineering.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a chief engineer in the cast? Or do we see that character? Because Tilly is kind of like Tilly is kind of the entry point of the vulnerable and the young and the seeing it through fresh eyes, young eyes, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's a really good description. I could have used you like 5 people back.
What's been that? So were you a fan before?
Yeah. Well, I grew up watching Next Generation. My uncle Dave was a big fan, and he got me watching it. Patrick Stewart looks a lot like my dad, so I project a lot of stuff onto him. And I like love Brent Spiner. I think he's a genius. But now I'm dating someone who is a giant Trekkie. And his parents are like big Trekkies, dress up.
Well, he's just a puddle all the time now, isn't he?
He's so happy for me. When the first thing I did when I got the job was call his mom. Oh yeah, no, I am also.
Well, you know, then we'll see you at the 50th anniversary of Discovery panel, right?
Yeah, see you there.
I should hand you off.
Okay, thanks a lot.
But thank you. James, playing Sarek. I wanted to ask you if you were enough of a fan to know that you're actually the third person to really play the role of Sarek.
Yes.
And if you were up, did you research? I mean, Mark Leonard's obviously impactful, and then Ben Cross's appearance in the first movie. What was that like, and what did you bring to it, knowing how much fandom you had? That, oh my God, I'm playing Sarek.
That's a good question.
Or did you have that kind of baggage that you took on yourself, or did you keep away from it?
I watched enough of Mark Leonard's performance to know, I mean, he's fantastic, and I love what he did, and I have a sense of where it's going. But I didn't want to watch so much that I was intimidated, because I wanted to feel free to explore, and I think that's what the writers are doing with the character, and in digging into that backstory and exploring really what it is to be a Vulcan, or what it is to be a Vulcan who has such intimate contact with humans. It's so interesting. interesting and so much fun to kind of explore. You know, I don't feel intimidated. I hope I've done him justice. I hope I've done mine justice.
Well, I'm sure, but he's in how many episodes? I think that's been. He's in 5 episodes. Some of it's direct. Is it direct and flashback both?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's a bit in the trailer where we see him kind of hazy, and people were wondering what that was. If that was a flashback device or some kind of.
There is a form of communication that he can have with Michael Byrne.
Okay. Oh, so it's not a standard device.
No.
Good. Because a lot of people are upset about that. Good. It's a very special, personal, Vulcan-y thing.
Yes.
Right? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Very good.
You'll see.
Very good. I shouldn't give you up. So you had an interesting case where you came in as a Klingon and came out a human. Talk about that.
Well, when I arrived,
Can you get a little closer?
when I arrived in Toronto, producers sat down, we started getting scripts in, and this character of Tyler disappeared. We were like, this character's great. And the producers were like, well, do you want to try it out? And we started checking if the energy worked, and it was a great part. So it's great for me.
So did you shoot in Klingon with makeup for a while, and then
No.
Oh, you never got into the. You never had to do that.
No.
It was all before you got in camera. Okay.
So we were there early. We got there very early in January.
Well, tell us about Lieutenant. What division is he? Was he on Discovery, or did he come over
He's
with?
a Starfleet officer that we meet as a POW, as a prisoner of war in a prison cell, and he's gone through some horrible things, and so he tries to get back onto the ship, find some normality.
And he's got all that. What was his normal job when he's not being a POW?
He's security.
Oh, well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Right. Very good. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
We'll be talking for many years to come. You know that. 50th anniversary of Discovery. You'll be there. Yeah. There we go. So, Alex, hi. I never had the chance to Larry Nemecek. Talked to Bob a couple of times. Never had the chance to sit and talk with you during the movie sets. Akiva, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Here's my quick question. In reassuring all those who are either wondering or curious or maybe the naysayer or they don't want to pay for access or whatever, coupled with what is the one thing from your prior career you're bringing to the show that you're especially feeling like you're contributing to the mix of the producers and the writing staff and overseeing production?
Oh, those are 2 separate questions. Okay, well, the first thing is that the line between television and film is so blurry now that if we don't present the audience with a cinematic experience, I think they're certainly going to feel like it doesn't stay in tune with what television is doing these days, but also if we're asking them to pay for it, it better be worth it.
Right.
And I promise you that every dollar that we've spent on the show is on the screen, and we've done everything we know how to do to make it feel massive and exciting and big. And the fact that we get to tell stories that aren't standalone episodes but serialized, that are emotional and complicated and nuanced is really cool. I think that my experience making the films has allowed me to look at this in a way that doesn't feel so different in terms of production. So the approach to production has always been, let's try and do things practically. We build big sets. We try and limit our CG to space in the background. We do a lot of prosthetic work, and JJ obviously paved the way for that with Trek in a really exciting way. The integration of CG and practical is really cool. So I learned that.
That's the way it is today, right?
That is how it is.
Right. Kiva, what do you feel like you brought to this mix?
Well, my most useful quality when it comes to this has nothing to do with my job. My first Star Trek convention was in 1976. I still have the brochure. So what I bring to this...
One of the New York cons?
Yes. So what I bring to this is my 12-year-old self and his utter delight at getting to do this every day and the responsibility that we all feel to live up to this tradition that Rod and Mary began.
Very good. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
Looking forward to many more years of this stuff.